Why does it seem like it's so up so close? Is it gonna fall? No, I don't think so. You got everything?
I got too much of everything.
You got your lunch?
I'm just gonna bring my lunch.
Somebody said, go ahead.
See? So go ahead on.
They talking to you? Okay. I'm having technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Technical.
Oh man, leave no juice on drink. Gizmo, I'm drunk.
We're going to have to do this one today, y'all, because I think I left the other book upstairs, and I'm not going upstairs to look for no book. That's what I'm not going to do. I don't see it. So it must be upstairs. Gizmo! Did you, Gizmo, like, don't lie on me. Don't you lie on me. Don't lie on me. I ain't had nothing to do with that. Don't lie on me. Hold on before I blame it on Gizmo. Hold on, y'all. I'm still looking. Oh, here it is. I done lied on poor little Gizmo. Gizmo, like, I ain't had nothing to do with that, y'all. You got that bag up there, Charlie. You gonna knock down my Christmas tree, sir. You put your bag up there, you gonna knock down my Christmas tree, and I'm gonna be mad. And you won't like me if I'm mad.
Everything is good with that.
You won't like me when I'm mad. Hey, y'all. Who on here? Tina, Natalie Jackson. The rest of y'all can jump out the bushes. Y'all can come down. Y'all can come down out the bushes. It's only one person that'll get cussed out if they say something crazy. So the rest of y'all can jump down. I ain't got no problem. We ain't got no problems. Only one person that can't come through here. No, it's like three people. It's about three people that can't come through here. You can't come through here. You come through here, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. All right, three people on my list.
I got 600 on mine.
You ain't got no list. See you later. Call me later.
I keep a list.
You ain't got no list, child. Who on your list?
Everybody.
Send me a text message and tell me.
Everybody.
Text me later.
I'm gonna put you at the top.
I heard that. I forgot to put my jewelry back on. I had it on earlier today, and why did I take it off? Now I gotta go through putting all this stuff back on again. I went to the doctor today, and my blood pressure was PERFECT. Okay, you hear me? It was perfect. But God knows I had to take so many things out of my diet to get it that way. Seriously. You want your blood pressure to be perfect? You gotta leave that fried food and meat alone. You gotta cut it out your diet. The only kind of meat you can eat is lean meat, and you have to be very selective with that. Like you can only eat a little bit of meat. Like your plate, the biggest thing on your plate should be the vegetables. They say your meat should be smaller than, it should be able to fit like in the palm of your hand. That's like your serving of meat. Should be able to You should be able to hold it like that. Okay? And if you can't, you're eating too much. I stopped eating all that. I'm not eating no during the week. I don't eat any meat. I only eat tofu or like Morning Star and stuff like that. Like, the Boca um patties or the chicken patties that's made out of soy or whatever. I eat that during the week. The weekends is the only time that I might cheat and eat a little bit of meat. But during the week, I eat no meat. During the week, I eat no meat, no bread, and no carbs. No white carbs at all during the week. That has brought my blood pressure down drastically in a month. Okay? A month. So I'm telling you how to do it. I don't drink I haven't had any regular sodas. If I want a soda, I will drink some sparkling water. I do still drink my Gatorades. I do like Gatorade. I will drink Gatorade. Water. Okay? Water. I drink probably 3 of these a day. So you want to get healthy, that's what you got to do. And I have noticed I am losing weight. I can tell when I'm losing weight because all around here, get starts to get flatter. So I can tell I'm losing weight. Plus I can see it in my face. My face slims down because I've always had a really round. I've always had chubby cheeks. Like all my life I've had chubby cheeks. I've always had like a really round face, so I can tell that I'm losing weight. But it's purposeful. Like I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get my blood pressure down. I'm paying attention to things that I'm eating things that help me and not hurt me. If you want to be healthy, you have to work at it. Don't you knock my stuff down. You sit your butt down somewhere. What are you doing? Sit down. Because you about to knock all my stuff down and you going to tangle up my yarn and I'm going to be mad at you. Come sit over here. Come sit over here. I moved the book. Here. Come on. Come on. Thank you. God, no one hurts. Okay, y'all. Let's get into it. I done preached enough. If you coming over here for the drama, you might as well click off now because I ain't with it today. Okay, we going back to how we normally be. I am gonna talk about something after I do this lesson, but if you here for the drama, you can leave now. Okay, you could just exit stage right because I'm not with the mess every day. Like every now and then I come through and talk about the mess, but that's not my channel, and I don't want my channel heading towards that. Oh, and Phyllis, yesterday I guess you blocked somebody. Um, that said that that they didn't really I don't know because I didn't see their comment and I didn't go back to look at their comment. But see, the thing about these people is they will go into other people's chats and then say, "Oh, see, this show you how good spirit is." Last night, late last night, I'm up waiting on my husband to get home from work. So I happened to go into Brianna's chat because you know she was talking about the Trump impeachment and all of that. That was what the title of her video was. So you know, I dropped in there, and of course, I get in there just as somebody was saying, "Oh, I was in the Voodoo Lady chat, and I got blocked in her chat." Then, of course, that makes other people chime in and you know say they little snide remarks because they didn't know I was in there. They didn't know I was there because I hadn't dropped out the bushes. So when he said that, of course, I dropped down out the bushes and said, "Hey, I don't have no problem with you. You know, if you got blocked, I'm sorry. I will look into it and unblock you." Then he was like, "Oh, okay, okay, no problem." But you see how it's easy for mess to get started. Like I didn't even realize dude had got blocked because I was talking yesterday and you know I wasn't really into the whole chat. I didn't see him get blocked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If you get blocked, you get blocked. If you get blocked, shoot me an email and, you know, we can talk about it and maybe you can come back depending on what you said. Because if you said something about me, you ain't coming back. If you say something about somebody else, then, you know, hey, that's your opinion about them and I'm willing to let you come back. I just don't like if I'm talking about somebody like we were talking about Chopper yesterday. I didn't want anybody coming into the chat disrespecting him. That was my thing. Now, if you don't come back, there's no coming back for you ever as long as I live. It be on YouTube. You won't come back. I don't care if you say you sorry, you kiss my ass, whatever. You're not coming back. Okay, so we got that taken care of. That's that. Um, I will try to I'll try to go on the computer and look and see if he's blocked or if he was timed out. I'm not really sure. I look and see. I don't know, child, and I'm not gonna sweat it like that. If it happened, it happened for a reason. But when it happens, let me see it. You know what I mean? Like, um, try to get my attention and show it to me. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna agree with you because I done told y'all my snipers. You are my eyes. When I'm talking or doing a lesson or whatever, I can't see what's going on in the chat, and I need you guys to be there. If somebody getting out of pocket, take them out, and we'll deal with it later. They can come back to me and say, "Hey, I didn't mean that," or your um your moderators took it the wrong way, whatever. If you come at me right, you can come back. If not, then you stay in the clouds like everybody else. Like I do when I go to people's chat because VS she show block me for nothing. But I still go to her channel. I just can't say nothing. I'm still gonna be there. So all that was kind of stupid because I can still come to your chat. I ain't gotta talk, but you know how it is. That blocking people gives people a little bit of power. Whatever it is, what it is. But yeah, I can still see everything that's going on. But girl, block me. Who cares? Cause I only watch you every now and then anyway. Okay, I think we went over all of the Orishas in in that book, especially all of the ones that I really want to talk about. One thing I do want to talk about is the difference between the Orishas and the Loa. And let me see, because I think this book does talk about. the difference. Let's see. Because a lot of people have asked me about, why I don't talk about. Oh, okay. This this what we're gonna go into. We're gonna talk about voodoo today. A lot of people have asked me, why do I not talk about voodoo? Since people call me the voodoo lady, I guess people really expect me to do voodoo. A lot of people do not understand the difference between the Loa and the Orishas. There is an extreme difference. Okay? The Orishas are practiced in like Santeria and Ifa, and there are other traditional African religions that I know absolutely nothing about. The Yoruba tradition, Santeria, and Ifa are the only three that I have come in contact with. But there are other traditional African religions that I don't know, that is I've never come in contact with them. I've never practiced them or whatever. I've never per se practiced voodoo. There is a difference between Santeria, Ifa, the Yoruba tradition, voodoo, voodoo, hoodoo. There's a difference in all of these things. Hoodoo is the one that you don't have to be initiated into. Hoodoo is what a lot of people practice in New Orleans. A lot of them practice hoodoo. What a lot of our ancestors probably practiced was hoodoo. A lot of the slaves that came over here, like the first generation slaves that came over here, were probably practicing some form of the Yoruba tradition or Ifa. That's what they were doing because they were first generation, like they were the first Africans to come over here, still speaking the native tongue and all of that. Okay? So then this religion started to move out farther when people started speaking English, and the religion started getting dropped off into these Spanish countries. Then things start to change and blend and mix. Then you have people doing hoodoo, you have people doing Santeria, you have people doing other things. In Haiti, you got people doing voodoo, the real voodoo, what we call here voodoo, which is voodoo, the real religion. Okay, just like Santeria is a practice, or the Yoruba tradition is a practice of the religion with the Orishas, voodoo is a practice of the religion with the Loa. That's a lot of information. Okay, we done did a lot when we came here. Okay, when the Africans was getting dropped off in all of these different places in New Orleans and in Tennessee and Latin America, in all of these different places, we did different things, but these are still our relatives. In the Dominican Republic, these are still black people. These are still our relatives. Okay? They still us. They just got dropped off in different places. In those different places, they practiced the religion differently. Or they did different things. Does that make sense? If it don't make sense, tell me now. So I can clear that up before I move on. Does that make sense? That people will practice things differently depending upon where they were dropped off or where they lived or where they grew up, what practice they had. If you in Haiti, most people in Haiti don't practice Santeria. They practice voodoo. They do voodoo. They don't do what we do here. People in Haiti don't, they're not doing what we do here. They don't honor the Orishas the way that we do. They honor the Loa. So we're going to get into that. This is the voodoo pantheon. The spirits that compromise the voodoo pantheon are the result of the forced mingling of various tribal groups because of slavery. That's what I said. In an incredible feat of their very different religious practices into one voodoo practice, there is no longer pure according to African standards. So none of these religions are pure anymore. Like, there's a blend to everything, just like we as black people are not pure. Some of us are light skinned, some of us are dark skinned, some of us have brown eyes, some of us have green eyes, some of us have gray eyes. We're not pure as a race. There is no pure race. No more. Everything is a blend. Okay? Even in my family. You know, if you get everybody in my family together, there are Filipino grandkids, there are white grandkids, there I don't know, black, um, well, mixed grandkids, but like I don't have any, you know, what people would consider dark skinned, black grandchildren. Mostly everybody in my family is, you know, my complexion or lighter. My grandparents, my grandmother was extremely light. My mother is what people, you know, would call red bone. She had all of these freckles, like she's real light skinned with freckles, very sandy brown hair. That's that mixture in my ancestors. I'm pretty sure if you go back, somebody in my family tree is probably white. For my mother to have all of those freckles in her face and have that, you know, really sandy color hair. So none of us are pure. There's no such thing as a pure race. You know, this what people want, that's gone. That's gone. Gone. Because when I was in the elementary school, there was one mixed kid in my entire elementary school. One. Her mother was white and her father was black. She was the only kid that had a white mother in my entire elementary school. Now everybody mixed. Everybody is mixed. My granddaughter goes to a school that is predominantly Asian. And a lot of the Asian kids are mixed. They're Filipino, almost all these little Filipino kids got a black daddy. Everybody mixed now. And that's not how it was when I grew up. I went to a predominantly black high school. And when I say predominantly black, I mean predominantly black. Now, my kids went to a predominantly Hispanic high school. We live in a neighborhood that is predominantly Hispanic and Asian. That's where I live. So their high school was predominantly Hispanic and black. Huge difference from the way that I grew up. This generation, world is changing. Everybody mixed with something. Everybody. So therefore, the religions are mixed. You know what I mean? There's no pure religion. Like even Baptists, you got Pentecostal, you got holiness, you all of these religions are mixed with something. It's no pure religion anymore. It says, however, in the throes of slavery, the stolen people created new practices that incorporated not only their own rights and deities, but the rights and deities of other cultural groups. The original African rites spread to Haiti, Cuba, Brazil, the West Indies, the Dominican Republic, and other parts of the United States, where they began to take on characteristics of the local cultures. There are literally hundreds of spirits, and the list is always growing. The spirit forces in New Orleans voodoo in Haiti are referred to as the Loas, the mysteries or and the invisibles. In Santeria and Yerba, they are known as the Orishas. So there's where your difference is. Santeria and Yoruba tradition honor the Orishas. Voodoo, and Hoodoo honor the Loas. I hope y'all writing this down because I ain't gonna keep repeating it. They are not deities, rather, they are comparable to the saints or angels in Western religions, in that they act as mediators between a distant creator, Bondu. And I think this is in French because um, French is Haiti's native language. So a lot of the Loas have like a, you know, voodoo or voodoo has a French undertone to it. It is not uncommon for New Orleans practitioners to acknowledge the Loas found in Haiti, the Orishas of the Urban tradition, and Santeria, the Catholic saints, the spirits of ancestors, zombie spirits, Native American spirits, archangels, and spirits that are uniquely New Orleans in origin. In fact, it is not unusual to refer to spirits, saints, angels, and archangels as Loas. The voodooist relationship with the Loas from differ from saints and angels in that the Loas are not merely petitioned with prayer, they are served. They are distinct entities with their own personal preferences and individual sacred rhythms, songs, dances, spiritual symbols, and special forms of servitude. And I don't really see where that is any different from the Orishas because the Orishas are the same way. There are songs specific to the Orishas. There are dances specifically for each Orisha. There is food specific for each Orisha. So the Loas and the Orishas kind of have the same thing, but they're honored differently. Let's see. So this does go into some of the names of the I don't want to do it like this though. Some of the names of the Loa. Okay. This is where it talks about Papa Legba. So, Papa Legba, Elegba, Elegba, Liba, Laba, Labos. In Haitian voodoo, as well as in Haitian voodoo, because it's always spelled Vodou as opposed to Zoodoo. That's how you know it's Haitian. The difference between Haitian and like New Orleans voodoo. Because what people practice in New Orleans and call it voodoo is really not voodoo. In voodoo, you have to be initiated, just like you do in Santeria. What most people practice in New Orleans and call it VOODOO is what I practice. Voodoo or hoodoo, not voodoo. Not the actual religion of voodoo. To practice that, you have to be initiated. You have to be in a house. You have to be under someone who is really practicing that. Voodoo is very, very serious. You're not doing no voodoo if you're not initiated. Now, you could be doing voodoo or you could be doing hoodoo because people do that out of their kitchen. You know, some people call them kitchen witches or whatever. You can do that, but you're not doing no real Haitian voodoo. You're not doing it. If you don't know nobody, you're not doing it. You're not doing no Haitian voodoo out of this book. Out of no book. You're not. Don't let nobody tell you that they are. I'm not even going to lie to you. This is voodoo. Okay? Voodoo. You can do voodoo out of book. You can learn how to do voodoo out of book because you don't have to be initiated to do this. That's why this woman has written so many books. She is from New Orleans. I think she was born in New Orleans and she's been supposedly doing this all of her life. I don't know if it's been passed down through her family or whatever. She is a Hispanic woman, if I'm not mistaken. She looks Hispanic. And her last name is Alvarez, so it sounds Hispanic. So she is from New Orleans. Okay? A lot of people in New Orleans practice what they consider voodoo, Voodoo, or hoodoo. Now you can practice that from a book. You can, learn how to practice certain things from a book, but you're not practicing Haitian voodoo from a book. You're not practicing real Santeria or the Yoruba tradition or none of those things from a book. If you're not initiated, you're not practicing. You're not a true practitioner until you are initiated. And I tell people this all the time. You can get mad at me. I don't care because I'm telling the truth. A lot of people believe, oh, well, I can get what I need from a book or somebody can tell me how to do it. You're not practicing. You're not a true practitioner. You're not until you are initiated. And it would be the same way if we were in Africa. If we were at home in our homeland where we were, when you got to a certain age, you would become initiated. Your village would initiate you. Girls, when you become a woman, you are treated like the women. You are brought into the fold. Until then, you out playing with the little kids. But when you start menstruating and become a woman, you are brought into the fold with the women. Then the older women start preparing you and teaching you certain things. You're not ever going to completely learn this religion until you are initiated. That's that. is, girl, it's when you come back, the same drama gonna be here, sweetheart. Drama is never going to leave YouTube. It's not. You know why? Because of what I put on my title. Because too many people are throwing gasoline on fires. They're always going to do that. They're always going to do that. As long as people are out here throwing gasoline on fires, there will be mess on YouTube. Don't nobody want to throw water on the fire. You know why? Because then the fire will go out. And it won't be any drama. And then YouTube will be boring. And they won't know what to do with themselves. You know why? Because they have no lives. They would rather, as an adult, they would rather see people fighting each other, disrespecting each other, calling them out of their names, talking up under their clothes, and everything else than to see people happy and laughing and learning from each other. Do you know the stories that we could all tell each other, and learn from each other if we didn't use that information to put each other down? Like, I wanted to share on here, my weekend, my anniversary weekend. I wanted to share the pictures, but why? For somebody to get one of those pictures and disrespect my husband or something because y'all unhappy because you don't have a husband and you want to nitpick the person that loves and respects me? No, I'm not going to do that. That's why I took my granddaughter off of here. Y'all won't see her no more. I won't do it. I will never put my family in a position to be hurt. My Instagram is locked. My Facebook is private. Y'all won't go on there and steal no pictures of my family and be posting them up here. But pictures like of my mother in her casket and that kind of stuff, I would never post online anyway. But you're not going to steal no pictures of none of my... There's a lot of unhappy people on YouTube. A lot. And I see them every day. And instead of coming up to these fires, throwing water on them, you'll throw gasoline. And I know why. Because if somebody come up here with some water and try to throw some water on one of these fires, somebody will turn around and try to light your butt on fire. Y'all don't want to see people happy. You don't want to see people getting along. You don't want to see somebody breaking up a fight. Because you want these people to fight. It's like kids. Like on the schoolyard when we was in elementary school, people would run to the fight to see who was fighting. That's YouTube. That's YouTube. That is how these people act here on YouTube. You run to the fight, you see it, you add to it, you're throwing gasoline on it. Oh, keep that fight going. And it's the subscribers. It be the subscribers in the content section keeping it going. Yes, she said this about you. I just came for her channel. She talking about you now. Oh yeah, she just said won't you won't. I've had people send me emails. Oh, so-and-so talking about you. What you gonna do? Block you? Block you for being a bone carrier? Well, I just wanted to tell you what was going on. Okay, bye. Block. That's what people do. That's why it's so much mess on YouTube. And then Jay Wilson had the audacity to say, oh, well, some of y'all are judgmental. You talking down on other people. No, saying what's right is not judgmental. People do get tired of seeing people fighting every day. That's not being judgmental. I'm not being judgmental. I'm telling the truth. Stop throwing gasoline on an already burning situation. Throw some water on that. Put that fire out. When the fire They don't jump off the truck with gas cans. They jump off with water hoses. They trying to put it out. They're not trying to accelerate it even more. They jump on top of the building and attack it from the top. They're attacking it from the top. They running in the front door. If they can go in the front door, they're going to run in the front door, attack it from there. They're going to attack it from the top. They trying to put the fire out. They're not adding to the fire with gas. That's what these people on YouTube are doing. You're bringing gasoline to an already burning situation, which is making it worse. And I'm just watching just to see how far will this stuff go. Like, how many people will jump in these fights? It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I just tune out. I do. I can't keep up with all these fights. Like, it's so many fights that I can't even keep up with them. I just watch the people that I watch, and that's it. I don't get into other people's. If it was me, I'm sorry and I apologize. You sorry and you apologize for what? It couldn't have been you. If it was you, you would be blocked. Every time somebody do that, I block them. Because I don't want to deal with you because you messy. I'm not going to have nobody bringing no information to me. Now, if spirit leads me to a situation and I hear it myself like I did last night, that's different. But if you bring the mess to me, I'm going to block you. Because I don't care what these people on the internet say about me. Now, if I hear it for myself, if I go on somebody's channel and they're talking about me and I hear it, that's different. But don't bring me no drama. Don't. That you getting blocked. You will get blocked. So I hope, where we at? Oh, we have 43 minutes. I'm trying to keep it under an hour, you guys. Let me read this part about Papa Legba, and then I'm gonna go. Cause it's getting dark. Y'all see? Y'all see how dark it's getting? It is. It's not even 3 o'clock. I think it's gonna rain again. It rained last night. I think it's gonna rain. So it says in Haitian voodoo, as well as New Orleans voodoo, Papa Legba is the intermediary between the spirits and humanity. He is the most important Loa because he stands at a spiritual crossroad and grants or denies permission to speak with the spirits of Guinea. In New Orleans, the gates of Guinea are considered to be the portal to the afterworld. Legba is believed to speak all human languages. He is always the first and last spirit invoked in any ceremony because his permission is needed for any communication between humans and Loas. He opens and closes the gates to the spirit world. Legba is petitioned to remove obstacles and open the door to opportunities. In Yoruba, Elegua is mostly associated with Papa Legba because both deities share the role of the god of the crossroads. Now, I have a video talking about Papa Legba that for some reason people do not understand. That video got goo gobs of views. And people, because they don't understand the difference between Elegua and Papa Legba, when I said that I don't mess with Papa Legba, they got upset with me. Okay? They got mad, said I was scary. How do you practice a religion that you scared of? That video has 42,000 views. Okay? 42,000. That's like in the list of, one of my highest ranking. It's not my highest because some of my Oshun videos have a lot of views also. But because people don't understand the difference between a Loa and an Orisha, they called me scary. They said I was stupid. I didn't know what I was talking about because they didn't know the difference between voodoo, Santeria, Ifa, voodoo, hoodoo, none of that. People think that all of those things are the same, and they're totally different. I do not honor the Loas. I haven't researched the Loas enough to honor them. That was one of the reasons why I purchased this book so that I could read more into Haitian voodoo to get more of an understanding about it because at one time I thought I wanted to practice voodoo. It never, came that way because I'm not the type of person, if I do something, I want to be initiated. I just don't want to say, oh, I do that or whatever, and I'm not initiated. I wanted to do Palo at one time. I wanted to get scratched for Palo. I had a reading, and the spirit said, no, not right now, maybe later. I got that reading maybe about, it had to be 7 years ago because it was right before me and my husband got married that I went and I thought I wanted to get scratched for Palo. I had a reading and the spirits told me no, not at this time. Now I can go back and have another reading if I choose to and see if I can do it. If you want to practice voodoo, you have to get a reading. The spirits may not even want you to practice voodoo. And people don't understand that. You can't just walk and do some stuff that ain't meant for you. Maybe it's not meant for you to do it. Santeria may not be meant for you. Ifa may not be meant for you. The Yoruba tradition may not be meant for you. Just because you're black doesn't mean you automatically get accepted into these religions. There's black people who not holiness or don't go to the holiness church or not 7 Day Adventist or whatever or Methodist. Just because you black don't mean you the Orishas or the Loas or anybody else is going to accept you. It may not be your time. This may not be for you right now. Because honey, they sure told me you will not be getting scratched in no Palo. And it probably wasn't the time for me to get scratched in Palo because during that time I had a whole lot of pent up frustrations. I had, been through it with this guy and I had a lot of stuff going on. And I did want to practice Palo because, I want to be out here. I want to be I want to do the dark part of Santa Rita. I want to be out here doing this and want this and want that. And I went and got a reading and it was like, no, you won't. Sat my little butt down. Sat me down. Do you hear me? Sat me down. But that was when I received the hand of Ifa. It wasn't for me to practice Palo at that time. That's why you have to have a reading. That's what would have happened had we been in Africa. All of the tribes have a spiritual leader. When you want to make a move, you go to your spiritual leader and they will tell you yes or no. That's what's wrong with the world now. We just running off of doing things that we want to do and not asking spirit, Should I do this? Is it a time to do this? Should I marry this person? Is this person my husband? You know, you just going off half cocked. You don't have no, you're not taking spiritual advice from anybody. And people just running around like chickens with their head cut off because they don't have any spiritual guidance. You lost. You're lost. You're not talking to your ancestors. You're not talking to spirit. You're taking your own advice, or you taking some advice from somebody that is mentally and spiritually on the same level as you. Blind leading the blind. But you don't know any better, so you do that. Yes, they practiced this before Christianity. Christianity is one of the newer religions. There were many religions before Christianity. Many. Christianity, if you read the Bible, the church hadn't even been established. That was why Jesus was killed, because he was trying to get everything in order. The church wasn't established until after Jesus' death. So Christianity is a new religion. Black folks was already doing their own thing before the Catholics, the Romans, decided to make Christianity. Yes, way before. We was already doing what we was doing before the church, the Christian church, was even organized. That's why they always looked at, even now in Nigeria, they look at the Yoruba tradition as the old way, because this was much older than Christianity. Christianity is the new way. It's the new religion. What the old people are practicing, that was the old way. Yeah, we've been practicing a religion that was forced upon us when we came here as slaves. We had our own religion. We had our own way of doing things. But of course, when we came here under the slave masters, we had to do as they were doing, even though we didn't want to. We we tend to see a better path than the one we are. Instead, around the corner always seems better. Humans can be short sighted. I think everyone has a little bit of coyote in them. I don't know about coyotes. I have no idea about coyotes. Yeah, we had our own religion, we had our own language, we had our own names. In a lot of the houses, once you become initiated, they give you an Orisha name, and you can change your name legally. You can go to the courthouse. Once you go through your initiation, you can go to the courthouse and change your name legally if you choose to. They give you a name associated to the Orisha that you are crowned. So if I'm crowned Oshun, then they will give me a name that is associated with Oshun. And if you want to give the slave master back your first and last name, because the majority of our last names come from the plantation that we were purchased under. My grandfather, we were able to trace his last name all the way back to the plantation in Tennessee. I think in Tennessee. His last name we were able to trace all the way back because it's an interesting last name. My father's last name is French. He has a French last name. Okay? So the slave masters that had my father's side of the family had to have been French. Williams, Johnson, Jones, all of these common last names are plantation names. You can research that. If your last name is an extremely Brown, Williams, Johnson, Jones, all of these really common last names are names of plantations. You can trace those names back to a plantation. That's where you came from. So if you decide to get rid of that last name, and if you don't want to go through the whole initiation, there is a naming ceremony. You can find in Oba, and you can go in, and you can go through the ceremony and receive an African name. They will give you a name, and you can drop the slave masters. Now, everybody knows that our last names are the names of our slave masters. That's common knowledge. A lot of us come from the plantations. The people that adopted me, their last name was Williams. That's a very common plantation name. When you watch movies like Roots or any of those slave type movies, you see that the slaves take on the names of the slave masters because he owned them. So of course he gave them his last name. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Google it. That's one thing that's extremely easy to find. Google it. Yeah, Iyanla is a priestess. She just don't like to, she don't like for people. She don't like to talk about that, because it's scary to people when they know that you're a priestess or whatever. They don't want to think that even today, they don't want to think that a black person is doing voodoo or whatever. That scares them. So she has to downplay that. But if you have read any of her books, it is extremely clear in her books. And I think her daughter or whoever that is on one of the people on the show with her is always in all white when she's with Iyanla. I'm like, okay, that must either be her daughter or one of her god kids. So she throws out, little bitty things, and if you know what to look for, you will see it. But it's in her books, clear as day, that she is a priestess. She has been initiated. She talks about her initiation. She talks about how she got into this religion, how she found it because she needed it so much. She talks about all of that in her books. Chaka Khan is a priestess of Oshun. Oh, it's a lot of people that practice this religion that you won't know because they don't talk about it because they scared of scaring people in Hollywood. So they keep it on the under. What's that black actor with the eye? You know, he got like a lazy eye. He in a whole lot of movies. He a black dude. He got the lazy eye. He's a priest of Shango. And he's been a priest for Forrest Whitaker. He's a priest of Shango. But they keep it on the under because they don't want to scare white Hollywood. Because they get scared. They would black. No, they don't want to know nothing about y'all out here practicing no voodoo. It's a whole lot of folks. Even what's that boy's name off of Black Ink? The owner of Black Ink, Caesar. Caesar is a child of Elegua. The first season, Caesar was wearing his Aleques under his t-shirt, and I saw him. He showed his godmother on one of the episodes. He was getting a reading the first season. And I said something. I said, "Oh, Caesar, I see you. I see you, Elegua." He took his Aleques off. The next season, he never wore them again. But he's in New York. A lot of people in New York practice. People saw them. He took them off. His godmother probably told him, take those off. Because you on here fighting and drinking and acting a fool. You can't wear your Aleques doing all that kind of stuff. Take them off. Take them off. Don't show them on TV like that. And he took them off. Because that's disrespectful. To have your Aleques on and you're drinking and fighting and acting a fool and all that kind of stuff. No. That's disrespectful to the Orishas. So he took them off. But I'm pretty sure he's a child of Elegua. So you never know. I don't wear my Aleques all the time. I don't wear them all the time. If you don't know me, you don't know who I am. And that's how it should be, really. It ain't everybody's business. Everybody don't need to know. So I don't, I know why Iyanla does certain things. She has to. She has to do it like that. Yeah, he just don't. I'm pretty sure his godmother told him to take that off, because people, when you got them on, and if I had them on and I had them tucked, if I move a certain way, you may be able to. And the first time I saw him, I was like, "Is that a Aleques? I know that boy ain't got on no Aleques." And then I saw him real good one time. And then the next couple of episodes, he showed his godmother. I said, "Oh, okay. All right." But yeah, you don't want everybody. I mean, if I was famous, I wouldn't want everybody to know either. I really wouldn't. I probably would hide it also. If I was on TV, I wouldn't wear my Aleques and stuff on TV. I would. Yeah, there was an episode. As a matter of fact, one of the young ladies that I follow on Instagram that does readings, she was on the show. She was on Housewives of Atlanta, and she gave them a reading. I think her name is like Mbele or something like that, and they dogged her. They talked about they talked about this woman. See, that's why I would never, you will never embarrass me on a reality show. This my reality show right here, because I can be seen the way I choose to be seen, not the way they edit me. Because they kind of edited her to kind of look like, I don't know. It just wasn't right. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way they did her. And you would never disrespect me like that. Yeah, they just had her looking, I don't know. I don't want to say crazy because I respect her. I respect everybody that is in this field that, is the spiritualist and has, is holding up the mantle to honor the spirits and the Orishas and the ancestors. I would never, disrespect someone that is doing that, but I wouldn't go on a reality show because I know they're gonna try their best to make you look stupid, and you're not gonna make me look stupid. No, no, they just, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like what they did to her. And she seems like good people. She like everybody else, and just out here doing her thing. Like she does a lot of lives on Instagram. I don't really watch them all the time because I never go on Instagram live and do readings and stuff. Like if I want to do a reading, I do them here, and she does a lot of stuff on Instagram. I haven't seen her on YouTube. I'm not really sure if she does YouTube, but everyone wants to wear Alekes for fashion and don't understand who or what they represent. I mean, if you buying them off the internet, then that's basically all they are. It's fashion. It ain't nothing else. If you getting them off of Amazon, then that's what you get. It's fashion. If you buying them off of Amazon, then it's just like this. Those ones that you get off of Amazon is just like one of these bracelets. What did she change her name to? What did Iyanla change her name to? She had a name before it was. I ain't read her book in so long. I can't remember. And I got a whole lot of her books, but I don't really remember. Rhonda. Then yeah, that's probably Iyanla is probably her Orisha name or a name that was given to her during her initiation, or it's probably part of it. I would assume because I think it's in her book. I think she said why she changed her name in her book. It's in one of her earlier books. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you gotta get one of her first books. It's either in the first one. It's in the book where she talks about her life, kind of like her. I don't think it's the autobiography, but it's the book where she talks a lot about her life. I think she talks there how her name was changed and her her going through the initial initiation and all of that. I mean that has been my plan, was to change my name. But when I got married, like I don't want to change my name and ditch my husband's last name out of respect for him. You know, I love him. When we got married, I took his last name and I will be keeping his last name. So now I'm just thinking about changing my first name. But I do kind of like that name though. I kind of like my first name. So I don't know. I might get the name and then, use it for YouTube or, you know, business purposes. But my private life, I will continue to be who I am. Because, honey, It took me 40 some odd years to get married, and I'm not gonna be giving up his name. I'm keeping this name. Shoot, it took me too long to get to this point. I'm keeping this name. This last name is mine. I don't want to. Every day I pray. Okay, okay. Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, because I do remember that. I do remember her talking about, her child that she lost and all of that. I read that. And I'm going to look for it. I probably still have it somewhere. I hope it's not one of the books that I packed up. That's it. She talks about all of that. You just got to go back and read the book. Her story is really interesting. And she got one of them rags to riches to riches type story. Because when she fell out with Oprah, honey, she was selling soap at the flea market. It was bad. She was peddling her soap that she was making at the flea market. It had got that bad for her. So she didn't been from poor to rich to poor to rich. She keep her mouth shut now, though. She know how to play. Now she know how to play the game. She keep her mouth shut. Honey, she had to eat crow and apologize to Oprah and she sure did, honey. She had to eat that crow with Oprah. Oprah was like, girl, you gonna kiss these feet before I let you back on another show. Oprah wasn't playing. And Oprah had the power to do that. And she did. Oprah blackballed her for a minute. Because wasn't no show picking up Iyanla. Wasn't nobody messing with her. You hear me? So she went on back and kissed Oprah's butt. And Oprah took her back. And I'm glad she did. I'm glad, they were able to mend their relationship. But I really think it was, that Iyanla's ego got away with her, and she realized, oh, I'm not as big as I thought I was, huh? Oh, okay, yeah, Oprah's still the biggest. Oh, I done made the wrong person mad. Oprah is powerful. Oprah is not powerful in the spiritual world. I don't believe that. I'm not gonna say that. Oprah is powerful financially. I don't even think Oprah don't even Oprah don't even believe in the same concept of God as we do. She sees everything universal. Oprah is not in the spiritual, all that. She's not into that, period. Oprah is powerful when it comes to money. Money is power in this country. Oprah don't have to be powerful in the spiritual world. She got money. She a billionaire. Haven't you noticed that most billionaires don't even go to church? They don't care about God. God, their money is God. That's her power. Oprah ain't powerful in no spiritual world. Oprah got money. She got long money. That's her power. Her God is green. Oprah don't care nothing about the spirits and the ancestors and none of that. Nope, I ain't gonna buy that. You can't sell me that one. You gonna have to keep that. Because I've never seen Oprah ever speak on the ancestors or anybody else. No, I'm not gonna believe that one. You can sell that to somebody else. Yeah, I mean everybody from Mississippi, don't get caught up in that. Everybody in Mississippi, everybody in Haiti, everybody in Louisiana is not religious. My mama is from Louisiana. She a Christian, a die-hard Christian. My mama don't mess with voodoo, hoodoo, none of that stuff. None of that rubbed off on her. She knew about it because she knew people who did it, but she didn't do it. It's a whole lot of Christians in New Orleans, in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge, in Marouge. A whole lot of Christians. It's people that don't believe and they not into that voodoo stuff. A lot of black people that they not in that. So you can't say just because somebody is from Mississippi or from Haiti or from blah blah blah, they into voodoo or they spiritual or they do this or they do that. It's people in Haiti who have denounced voodoo. It's a lot of Haitians who are Christians. It's a lot of people in Nigeria where they practice the Yoruba tradition who are Christians. It's a lot of Christians in Africa. It's a lot of Muslims in Africa too. So don't get it twisted. Just because you from a specific place don't mean nothing. That's just how it is. I'm not taking it personal. I'm not taking it personal. But some people do take stuff like that personal. They believe that. So you have to be careful what you say. Because some people do believe that. They do believe, oh, I'm from so and so. So, I do something. No. I ain't never set foot in New Orleans. I've been to Louisiana, but I've never been to New Orleans. So how did I get the juju? I was born and raised here in California. It supposedly ain't no juju in California. So, it don't matter like where you're from. They say we ain't got no juju here. California people ain't, we, I guess, supposedly are too, people that said California people too uppity. To, we too bougie to do magic. That's what I heard. We too bougie. You never know. Child, you could be from anywhere. It just, you just never know what speak to you. Because I grew up in a very Christian background. The Bible in the house, open to the 23rd Psalms, the pictures of white Jesus, the whole 9 yards. The picture of the Last Supper. You go to your grandma's house and she got the picture of the Last Supper. Everybody, grandma used to have that picture in their house. That's the type of house I come from. So, you would never think. She said, but John got some good weed. We got that weed, girl. We got that. Your grandma got that picture of the Last Supper with Jesus and the disciples and all that. Y'all know that. You go to your granny house and she got that Bible on the table, open to the 23rd Psalms. That's how my Bible was. And how did she get a child that, grew up and was interested in hoodoo and voodoo and Santeria and Palo and, all of these different traditions? How does that happen? The spirits speak to you no matter where you are. They don't care where you at. They gonna come get you. She in California. Go get that girl. But people have always asked me. No one thinks I'm from California originally. No one thinks that I was born and raised in California. Everybody think I'm from the South. My mama was country as all outdoors. And I'm just like her. I was born and raised in Oakland, California. Still here. I never grew up in the country, but I'm just as country as I want to be. Oh, you was a Jehovah Witness? Yeah, I grew up with a girl that was Jehovah Witness. Yeah, you just never know. You just never know. You know what your spiritual experience or whatever is going to be. Not from where you live, definitely. Because I would still be in the church. I would still be um I would still be a Christian. I mean, I still consider myself a Christian. I really do. I'm not going to um ever say that I'm not a Christian because that's where I started. I still love Jesus. Me and Jesus still cool. I still love him. I think I have a video about how why I left Christianity. You gotta go back and watch. Yeah, go back and watch some of my older videos anyway, so I can get that little 20 cent off them videos. Watch some of my older videos, so I can get that little 20 cent. Y'all help a sister out, okay? Cause I'm trying to be like some of these other folks. Yeah, these little 20 cent here, little 20 cent there. That stuff add up in the long run. I may not get rich off of YouTube, but I still want my little twos and fews. Get my little tools and fuels. My little tools and fuels that I get off of YouTube will help me get my little nails done and buy my little yarn when I want to crochet and stuff. That's I tell my husband that's my little pocket change. That's a little change that I have, and I ain't gotta ask you for nothing. Get my little tools and fuels. All right, y'all, I'm finna go. We've been on here an hour and 23 minutes. That's 23 minutes longer than what I wanted to be on here because I like to keep it at an hour. I will see you guys tomorrow, and we're going to probably do some more about the Loas. Talk about the Loas a little bit more tomorrow. Because that is interesting. A lot of people do ask me, what is the difference between um, yes, and them prayer hands. Everybody had them prayer hands hanging on the wall too. I can't do it. I can't have all that stuff in my house. Not oh my god. I can't do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm about to go take Gizmo. Gizmo, you wanna go outside? You ready to go pee? You wanna go pee? Who knows? I'm gonna go take Gizmo out to use the bathroom and probably fix me something to eat and chill out and watch the last 25 minutes of TMZ, and that's gonna be it. If anything good happens, y'all, I'm gonna come back and let y'all know, okay? I'll talk to y'all later. I love you. Bye.